Hello, and welcome. This is Colette Morris here, talking about why it's important for you to expand your networks. And before we start, let's take a short break.
You're listening to the Take Back Your Awesome radio show with your host, Colette Morris, talking about all things health, mindset, family, and money.
So welcome back. Welcomes. Yes, we will be talking about expanding your networks and why it's important. Thank you to our listeners for bringing this question to the fore, and I'm here to answer this for you today on the Take Back Your Awesome podcast. So how do you currently build your networks? Do you build your networks? And who have you got around you? If this isn't something that you thought of before, then it is really essential and key as a business owner to make sure that you are constantly networking. You are constantly being visible to others in your field out there. Now, how do you do that? First of all, you've got to be able to have a story, your own story, and to be able to tell that story in 2 minutes or less. And also to then have a 5-minute version or a 15-minute version or a 20-minute version. Why it's so key. Stories are what keeps people engaged. Stories are what people will remember you for. So if you have a story that stands out, people will remember you for that story. So my advice to you is to work on your story. So take action on doing that point this week. Now remember, please take note in these podcasts because there is homework to do. And if you do it, you will grow. Leaders are learners and learners are growers. But I'm too shy, you say. I can't talk to people. I don't know anyone. My network isn't very big because I work from home or I haven't got any friends that are business-minded. Well, here's the thing. You don't need to worry about whether you have people around you or not. With the way the online industry is these days, you can build networks easily online. Now, let's look at some of the platforms because on Facebook you have groups and you can find a group that you associate with. It could be a hobby that you love. It could be if you love reading or cooking, then find a group that does reading or cooking. Join in the fun, join in the conversation, join in the activities, contribute to the group, particularly comment on other people's posts. This will only help you to be recognized as an authority in the group, as someone to look up to. People will start to take notice of you and will start to look at your profile, will start to follow you, will start to like you. These are all ideas to network online, remotely, and no excuses that you can't spend 10 minutes a day doing this because I know you can find 10 minutes in your busy day to go online and connect with people. Similarly, you could do the same with Instagram. On Instagram, if you do a hashtag and a search on the search word, which will be the subject of who you are looking for, then again, find people, follow them, comment on their photos, leave a comment. And again, they in turn will come to your profile wall and look at what content messages you're sending out. So if you can spare 10 minutes a day to do this, it will be 10 minutes well invested in your time to network. Now, most networkers network for about an hour or so if they go to a one-to-one meeting. So could you spare 10 minutes 4 or 5 or 6 times during the day networking like this? And this is all on your own time. You can go in there and post a comment, leave a message, post a question, and come back and look at all the responses afterwards when you are ready, when you are available. Building your network is so important. If you want to connect with a lot of people, then give people value. Serve others. Now we look at ways in which, Jesus came down here and he was on the earth for a very short time. And it was only 3 years really that he ministered out there, letting people know who he was. 3 years, and he's left an everlasting legacy. Over 2,000 years later, there are still millions of people out there professing his word. Now that is a great leader. Can you imagine having such a leadership that when you depart and leave this earth, it can still continue? What you've built will still continue as a legacy for 1,000 or 2,000 years going forward? Oh my gosh, that is huge. If anything, he is a leader to really look up to. But yes, networking is key, and that's what he did. He went out there and he was looking around at who he could recruit. And he didn't recruit the people that already knew about him, that already understood what he stood for, that were aware of his coming. He took people from society who were robbers and thieves and tax collectors and prostitutes to administer his word to. For them to change those people, the people who really needed it, to help them make a change in their life and see the difference that he made. I'm not saying that you've got to go out there and try and recruit people who've just come from jail or on drugs or anything like that, but don't discount them is what I'm saying. Don't discount them, because they would have a much stronger why for succeeding than anyone else. And I think that's what Jesus saw in these people, is that they had a massive why. They had a massive reason for change in their lives. So when you're going out there and you're networking and you're talking to people, now just because they have a professional job that's deemed professional, way above what you could ever dream of doing, don't discount talking to those people. Why? Because we don't know what's going on in the background. We don't know the stresses that they're up against. Yes, they may be outwardly successful. They could be a top lawyer or a barrister, but then the stress and the strain in their private life because of the position they're holding, because of the debts that they have, which is why they keep going and keep working, because they need the money to pay off for the lifestyle that they've created. Don't stop, because people are always looking for something that will help them retire early or help them to be financially free and enjoy life. Being an entrepreneur is not easy, and it takes a huge mindset shift to actually leap forward in your business. But part of doing that is to build your network and come out of your comfortable zone and in your uncomfortable zone. Come out of the zone of friends that you know, rely on and laugh with, and step up into the zone where there are people more intellectual above you. Because if there are people that are above you in stature, it will help to pull you up and grow your stature. And when you are at the top of your networking group, then you need to make a shift and move up again, level up again. Life is a series of stepping stones, whether we realize it or not. Opportunity doesn't come to you out of the blue, where it comes in and it's way above your head. Opportunity only comes to you because it knows you are ready. It knows you are ready to step up. So if something seems frightening to you, if you feel a bit edgy, a bit nervous, that's just your comfort zone trying to kick you back down and say, it's okay, come back over. It's okay, come back over. But you know what? You just got to give it a knee and the you know what and go forward, because stepping out of your comfort zone isn't easy. But once you do, And yeah, you might be trembling, you might be shaking. But after a while, it starts to feel a little bit more easy. And networking is the same. It might seem really weird at first and you think, oh my gosh, this is so fake. I can't do this. But persevere. Try and use these acronyms, HEART, to help you when you're networking. Oh, sorry, not HEART, HEAR. I do apologize, HEAR. So here we go. H stands for halt. Stop. Stop doing things that will distract you when you've met someone face to face for the first time. Stop trying to think of the next question before it's even been asked. Stop trying to memorize their name. Just listen actively. Listen to them actively. Be present in the moment. Don't be distracted by your phone, by rings and dings and, replies. Just be present with the person who is in front of you. E stands for empathy. Empathize with that person. If you can feel some kind of empathy with that person, then it will help you to connect with them at a deeper level, and you will then be in deep conversation with that person because you can empathize fully with who they are, what they're going through, etc. A, to take action. Don't just listen and hear something, but also try to take action on what you've heard. So if that person has triggered something in the conversation to talk about the stress that they're going through, their ill health, the lack of money, etc., then take action and be bold and go out there and say, well, hey, I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't know if this will be for you or if this can help you, but I may have something that could help. Would you be interested? It shows that you're listening, it shows that you're concerned, and it shows that you may have a solution to their problem. And R is for review. Always go back and review the conversation, the person's name, etc. at the end of the thing. And how do you do that? After you've met them and you've said goodbye to them, then just take a minute or two or a few seconds to pause and really think about that connection you were just talking to and how you can help them. What were some of the issues that came up? If you can, jot them down quickly against their name and contact details on your phone. It will give you an idea once you come out of the meeting to maybe connect with them outside, collaborate with them, or talk to them in more details about what it is you have. So this now comes to the end of today's session for networking. So I hope this has really helped you to take your business forward to the next step. Don't be fearful. Always network with people. Always listen intuitively. And if you can match people with other people, people will appraise you for being a connector, will see you as being a servant leader, and will always be in a position to help you because you've helped them. So that's it for today's podcast. Again, please subscribe. Please share this podcast with others. And if you have got a question for me that you would like me to answer, then please do email it to me, colette.souldiva@gmail.com. So take care until next week.
Thank you for joining Colette Morris on the Take Back Your Awesome radio show. Tune in for our next episode on everything health, mindset, and business.